In September 2023, I went on my very first cruise with Virgin Voyages with great food, nice ports of calls, nice entertainment, and it was probably my best vacation yet. Hello, how are you? I'm Wui Sang. So I went on a cruise with Virgin Voyages and I booked one of their Mediterranean cruises, which is called the Irresistible Med. This 7-night itinerary started with embarkation from Barcelona, with ports of calls in Toulon, France, Marina di Carrara in Italy, Ajaccio on Corsica, Ibiza, and disembarkation was in Barcelona as well. So my vacation started in Barcelona one day before the ship would sail away, because I am the type of person who can't handle the stress of flying and getting on a ship on the same day. Now I know a lot of people do that, but I mean, it's not a resort. The ship will sail away without you if you're not on time. Fortunately, I did this because my flight from Amsterdam was delayed and I wouldn't have made it to the ship on time. The embarkation process went smoothly, even though there was a long queue. I think it took around 30 minutes from the moment I dropped off my luggage, going through security, getting my bracelet, and getting on the ship called the Valiant Lady. I went straight to my cabin to drop off my stuff first, and surprisingly, my suitcase was already there waiting for me. After the required safety drill, I went straight to the galley to get something to eat and start exploring the ship afterwards. The Valiant Lady has a maximum capacity of 2,700 passengers and 1,200 crew members, and I would say that this sailing was at 60% capacity.
I am Hannah the hostess, and I'm here to show you a good time and share.
The sail away party started around 5:45 with music and bubbles. Keep in mind that if you want to join the party, don't book your dinner reservations too early.
A toast to the Valiant Lady! Cheers!
Not too long after we left the port of Barcelona, I went to the specialty restaurant The Wake for my first dinner on the ship. It's a beautiful restaurant located at the aft of the ship on deck 6 with this beautiful view. All specialty restaurants are included in the cruise package, so there's no need to hold back when ordering. After the 5 starters and the soup, I had one of the best steaks I've ever had. And of course I ended with a nice dessert. The staff members are all very nice and friendly, and the waitress for my table was so kind and caring. I think she would have spoon-fed me if I asked her. After dinner, I went for a walk on the ship and ended up having a drink with live music. Later that night, there was also the pajama party at the top deck, but I didn't really participate in it. But if you want to, don't forget to bring your PJs. On day 2, we arrived at Toulon in France at around 8 in the morning. Toulon is an important naval port city in the south of France with a rich history. My day started with breakfast in the galley. The galley is not a real buffet restaurant because you can grab a plate and start taking food. But I think most of the people will get the same vibe. It's also the place to go if you want to eat something during the day and the evening. Even at breakfast they already offer many options to choose from. After a big breakfast, I got off the ship and started exploring the city. It's a nice city surrounded by mountains, which I always like. The streets are nice as well, with lots of buildings in pastel colors, giving that sunny look and feel throughout the city. To be honest, I didn't do a lot of research on things to do in Toulon, but on the other hand, I wasn't really looking for it. So I ended up just strolling through the city for a couple of hours and headed back to the ship around lunchtime because I really wanted to explore the ship. For lunch, I went back to the galley where you can find the taco place called Let's Talk About It, where you can sit and enjoy the fantastic view outside. I didn't go wild on the amount of tacos because there were so many other things to eat as well. Not long after we left the port of Toulon, my evening started with a visit to the specialty restaurant called Gunbae. Gunbae is the famous Korean barbecue restaurant on the Virgin cruises, and the food was absolutely amazing with a lot of variety. The waitress did all the cooking so that you only have to focus on eating and drinking. Each table has room for 6 or 8 people, and they won't let any seats empty, which means they will seat you with other sailors. I like this idea so that you can meet new people, and fortunately the people I had dinner with were really nice. I stayed in cabin 10198, which happens to be my lucky number, and all sailors have this fantastic bracelet that you can open the door with, and it also functions as wallet and ID to get off and on the ship. I was very lucky because they upgraded me to a central sea terrace cabin, and it is probably one of the most central cabins on the ship. I really liked the cabin interior. It's very modern and feels very high-tech because of the mood lighting, and there's plenty of room to move and plenty of storage space. The bathroom is not big, but I've never felt that it was small. They provide you with new towels every day. And the shower was also very nice with the waterfall shower head, and there's quite some space above your head, so even for taller people there's enough space. You'll also find a small fridge in the cabin to store drinks and food that you want to save as a midnight snack. And there are also these automated curtains, because why not? And the terrace is very spacious with incredible views and this famous red hammock in which I took naps in. On day 3 we arrived in Italy. I booked an excursion to Florence and the buses were leaving at 8:30. I'm a person who won't skip a breakfast, so I needed to get up very early. We gathered at the theater first and got off the ship to hop on the buses. About 1.5 hours later we arrived at one of the most beautiful cities I've ever visited. Because buses were not allowed in the city center, we got off the bus at a stop that was about 15 minutes of walking from the meeting point. After we got indoctrinated by the nice tour guide lady to get back on time at the meeting point, everyone went their own way. Whenever I visit new places, I always try to find the highest point to see the skylines. I saw that San Miniato al Monte was not that far away, so I decided to walk. Unfortunately, the road had some very steep parts and it was pretty warm already, so once I got up there, I was sweating like crazy. If you're planning to go up there, they have buses too. After taking some pictures and video footage, I went to look for the best ice cream in Florence. Every corner, street, building, shop looks so nice in Florence. It's definitely worth the visit. And I didn't even mention the things you can visit and do. But I didn't get the chance to visit a museum, for example, as we needed to head back to the bus at 3 already. Yes, that early. It was the only thing I didn't like about this excursion, but it was still worth it. Once we got back to the ship, I got a well-deserved mocktail, and not long after that, I went to the specialty restaurant Pink Agave, which is the Mexican restaurant on the ship. The food was great and up par to the food in the other restaurants. I didn't go crazy in ordering food, as I already had a calorie-rich afternoon, but I also wanted to eat other things during the evening. There's plenty of entertainment to enjoy during the evenings. You can enjoy a drink with chill live music from really talented music artists. Join a party in the dance club, or even attend a live concert in the manor.
please.
Let's talk about the food. It's amazing, and the best part is that all food is included in your cruise fare, even the 5 specialty restaurants. So don't forget to make reservations for those. All soft drinks are included as well, but for alcoholic drinks you pay full price for it, or with a little discount if you buy a bar tab. It was perfect for me because I don't drink alcohol. So apart from the 5 specialty restaurants, you have 15 other places where you can get unlimited food. This means you can get unlimited drumsticks, unlimited pizzas, unlimited ice creams, sushi, tacos, ramen, desserts, literally anything. Fortunately, they have a lot of fitness areas to burn those calories, so no need to hold back. Day 4 was the first sea day, and after breakfast I joined the bingo with the diva. I was really surprised by the prize money because it went from around $400 in the first round to around $1,400 in the fourth and final round. So it's serious money. Unfortunately, I didn't win anything, so I went back to my cabin to cry in silence. Not long after, I went to the Wake for lunch as I made a reservation for it. The Wake is one of the 2 specialty restaurants that offer brunch, the other one being Razzle Dazzle, which I will mention later. I would highly recommend to have brunch at a specialty restaurant at least once, because how many times do you have breakfast at a fancy restaurant? After lunch, I enjoyed a lazy day on the ship. I actually like sea days because you don't need to get off the ship to visit places and just chill on the ship. Especially if you have a busy life, it's actually very nice to get off your phone and do nothing at all except eating, drinking, and enjoying the good weather. So what can you do on the ship? I can say a lot. If you're a sporty person who is into fitness, there are many things you can do. You could join different group workouts, you can have a run on the running track at the top deck. There's a court where you can do different sports like basketball and padel. There's also an area for CrossFit activities with even a boxing ring. And of course there's also a quite large gym with all the equipment you need. For an extra fee, you can relax at the ship's big spa area on deck 5 and enjoy all kinds of different treatments there. If you're more into games, there's a ridiculously large football table and chessboard on deck 16. And inside, on deck 7, you have the social club and the arcade area, where you can pick up a board game to play with your company, play some air hockey, or hide yourself in the little arcade with old school arcade games. You can also enjoy live performances while you're enjoying a drink and a bite at several areas like the dock, the zip lounge, the roundabout, and on the rocks. If you're looking to spend some money, you can go on a shopping spree in the shopping area or try your luck in the casino. And if you want to enjoy the sun, you can do that on the top decks. This can be in the athletic club bar area, in the small pools on deck 15, or even in the hot tubs. On sea days, there are also extra activities with the entertainment team everywhere on the ship. So there's no way you can get bored unless you choose for it. Early in the evening, I went to the test kitchen for my next dinner reservation. The test kitchen is a very unique eating experience. There's no a la carte menu. They have a menu A and B, which are served on different days. So if you want to try both menus, make reservations for 2 separate evenings. I think the test kitchen is my favorite restaurant in terms of the interior design. It's bright, has a lot of mirrors, giving it a spacious feeling, and the chairs gives me a bit of a 60s diner vibe. Each menu item is created with unique techniques and ingredients and with a unique presentation. The food tasted good, but if you're a very picky eater, I wouldn't recommend to eat here because it's definitely not mainstream food. The only thing I didn't like was the small portions, but fortunately there are plenty of places on the ship to get food. Early in the morning of day 5, we arrived at the port of Ajaccio, birthplace of Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte, and it's also the capital of the island Corsica, which is a part of France. From the ship, Ajaccio already looked like a very nice city to visit. After my breakfast, I got off the ship to start my exploration. We were not the only cruise ship in Ajaccio because the Norwegian Epic was docked right next to us. Maybe it was because of the nice weather, but Ajaccio is a really nice looking city with the classic French streets and buildings, and many restaurants where you can get seafood. After a short stroll through the streets, I arrived at the Bonaparte house, the house in which Napoleon lived until the age of 9. I wasn't allowed to enter because I had a bottle of water in my bag and I wasn't willing to give that up. So I thought whatever and continued my walk through the city. Ajaccio also has a small beach with crystal clear water and an amazing view, so don't forget to bring your swimwear too. I'm not really a beach person, so I went to the Fish Museum instead, which was a nice way to cool down myself as the weather was pretty warm. After I swore that I wouldn't drink or eat inside, I was allowed to enter to observe the many relics and artworks. And they do have a lot. A big part of the collection was obviously related to Napoleon, including this famous painting I recognized from my primary school history books. At the end of the afternoon, I headed back to the ship, grabbing a quick bite and a mocktail, waiting for the ship to leave Ajaccio. Early in the evening, I joined the ship show in the Manor, which is a dinner with live entertainment. The ship show offers a limited dining menu during the 90-minute show, while you enjoy a variety of acts. I really liked the concept. The food was good, the service was good, and the acts as well, so I highly recommend it. So don't forget to reserve a seat when you're on the ship. After the show, I went for a walk on the top decks during the sunset, and I saw that the staff was working hard on the preparations for Scarlet Night. Scarlet Night is the red theme party night that everyone's talking about. There are pop-up performances and live music in different places on the ship. And the entire ship is lighted in red and most of the people are dressed in something red. And what I like about it is the buzz around it and that almost everyone is looking forward to it. I forgot to mention that during the ship show the food portions are not what I was used to on the other nights, but fortunately I made reservations for the second dinner of the evening, and it was at the Italian restaurant called Extra Virgin. Extra Virgin is one of the most popular restaurants on the ship, and I definitely can understand why. The food is absolutely amazing, and if you're looking for a restaurant to eat at on 2 evenings, I would recommend Extra Virgin. Although I could hardly walk because of all the food, I went to the top deck pool area where everyone was already at the Scarlet Night pool party. The Scarlet Night is one of the highlights of a Virgin cruise, and as most parties on Virgin cruises, it goes on deep into the night. I didn't stay up very late, because early next morning I attended the sushi making workshop called A Rice Baby, with only a handful of people. The workshop was very cheap, only $25 and the workshop was given by Dennis, the executive chef of the ship. He is actually the chef leading all other chefs on the ship and responsible for the quality of all the food on the ship. So it was great that he took time in his busy schedule to give this workshop, because he could easily have someone else do this workshop too. He also took time to answer all of our questions and told us more about his work. I would definitely recommend doing this workshop. Day 6 is actually a sea day because we would arrive at Ibiza in the early evening. So a great day to recover from the Scarlet Night and have a chill day at sea with food and drinks and entertainment, or just enjoying the sun. While we were arriving in Ibiza, I started my evening at the Irresistible restaurant. Although it's a vegetarian restaurant, they do have non-vegetarian food options as well. The interior is very different from all the other restaurants, and there's a nice atmosphere too. I didn't choose for the vegetarian food options, and I went for this amazing burger and also pasta. Not long after my dinner, I got off the ship like many other sailors to explore the Ibiza nightlife. There are shuttle buses all the time that take you from the ship to downtown and back. I have never been in Ibiza and I really like the atmosphere among the people, probably because almost everyone is on vacation. I didn't stay until very late downtown and headed back to the ship around midnight that would stay in Ibiza for the night. The next morning I had breakfast at the Irresistible restaurant again, and I need to give this slice of melon an honorable mention because it's one of my favorite food items on the ship. After breakfast, I went off the ship to really explore Ibiza this time. I only explored the old town of Ibiza and there was already a lot to see. But the island is a lot bigger than that and has also areas where you can just relax and enjoy the nature or the beaches and the sea. So do some research and decide what you want to do in Ibiza and make the best out of it. Don't be unprepared like I was. I headed back to the ship in the afternoon to enjoy the last day on the ship and started packing my suitcase because I didn't want to do that in the evening as there was still a lot of evening entertainment. So you're probably watching this video to see if Virgin Cruises is something for you. I can say that if you have never cruised before, just go for it. The ship is great, the itineraries, the food, the crew, everything is great. So cruising with Virgin is definitely a good choice for the first time. If you have cruised before and want to know if Virgin Cruises will suit you, I think if you are an open-minded person who accepts things for what they are, and you are a little bit of a go with the flow kind of person, I think Virgin Voyages is something for you. But I think the most important thing is that you are young at heart. This has nothing to do with age, but with mindset, because I know older people who still feel like they're in their 20s or 30s. That's why I also think that Virgin Cruises are suitable for younger people, because they will definitely meet others with the same youthful energy. Early next morning we arrived in Barcelona. My flight back was in the evening, so I had no rush to get off the ship, and I could even have breakfast at the Wake restaurant. After I disembarked at around 10 and dropped off my luggage with the local luggage delivery service, I started exploring Barcelona to conclude my great cruise vacation. Thank you for watching.